It's Malians versus Vikings. Vikings for Alcoldner and Malians for Philophisaur. Both solid water civs, not to mention hybrid. And we see Philophisaur go straight for the TC here. I don't hate that approach. It gets your villager count boosted right away, and you'd also just drop the dock somewhere right after. Here goes the villager to drop a house on the dock. But if you go straight for the mainland, so you have woodlands that don't deplete near as quickly, you have access to the gold straight away, and overall a better grasp of the game. So we see Akkal-AOE going for a different approach here. He's going for the Vikings. I beg that he doesn't drop the TC right next to the shoreline here. He's going to move further in. Going to have that TC drop delayed. Look at this TC almost complete here now. With Akkal-AOE. Oi, is actually going all the way over here to drop one at wood and gold, I think. No, never mind. Okay, so some extra walking time there. I guess it's okay overall. The TC is certainly, he will be lagging behind for the dock and for the start here, but he has the TC safe on land. That's not within range of any feudal or castle age naval units. Sends the sheep over, and with feudal age galleys, this TC is absolutely within range. So if Akkal-AOE goes for water with Vikings, maybe even a fast castle here, he would be able to punish this TC and income easily. I absolutely prefer going for the mainland, even though it delays your control of water. Note that the first ship is already out. Akkal-AOE has a dock as well, but being Vikings, he needs to mine some or chop some wood before it goes on. Yes, Ancestron says the tiny island is barren. That's true as well. This cracked terrain here means that the buildings are more vulnerable to attack. So let's assume that Akkal-AOE goes for a fast castle here and gets to the longboats. He could kill this TC pretty easily with a sizable number of longboats attacking. He is also using transport ship to scout a bit here. Might find some sheep along the shoreline if he's lucky. Uses sheep to scout, so off to a good opening here. Whereas Philophisaur, this is their home map, so I'm sure there's some reasoning behind this choice here. Goes for Loom. Probably to avoid idle TC time, but the food potential on land here, this island here, is very limited. You have the sheep, sure, but then you need to get to the mainland for hunt and for boars, and I think it's going to be looking at... I think Akkal-AOE will be catching up here in the villagers, just due to the fact that Philophisaur might struggle for food. I'm going to fast forward to catch up with the live game time as well. Here we see the first fishing ship coming out now for Akkal-AOE. So he's down 4 villagers, but his DC spot is just light years better. He has the ostrich here to eat, he has gold access, he even has the potential to land the other island or land here before the opponent. If he's swift about that, about his castle age. Philophisaur, on the other hand, will have to make a... or not make a transport ship. He has a transport ship from the very beginning, but he has to land over here in order to get to gold, to get to stones, to get to further wood and to the hunt and everything. And I think that sets back your warship production potential quite a bit, honestly. See Philophisaur using this transport ship for a bit of scouting here. Found a dock of Akkal-AOE, that's good intel already, that's going to come in handy. I'm not sure what the plan is here, he already knows what's going on over here, so there's not really any reason to re-scout it. I think he'd be better off landing the other side. There's nothing inside this ship either, so not too much to gain from this this movement. Six villager lead for Philophisaur now. Malians have an easier time getting to the fishing ships simply because you save wood for every building you put down except for the houses. So that wood count He is healthy for Philophisaur here, even with not with any lumber camp yet to facilitate that income. One issue I see here as well is that you will need that second building to click up to the castle age, no, fuel age. So you want to migrate to the side land to drop a lumber camp or whatever. And that's going to delay the progress of Philophisaur a little bit as well. Going over now though, and Akkal-AOE, I think he will see it. I think they will pass each other here. Akkal-AOE scouts the shoreline, doesn't really see any dock, so he may be a little bit confused here now, but he just missed the fish eco here. I hope he'll be able to stop it. Yes, sheep can enter transport ship. I think they couldn't on Woobly, but it has been updated on Definitive Edition. That's a huge food eco for Philophisaur on water now. Akkal-AOE with 332 food though. That's more roughly the same food count as Philophisaur, who is now housed as well. Whoever gets to the water control first here and could punish their opponent's fish will be in a great spot here. I think Philophisaur wants to go for the water control here though, dropping another dock now, and meanwhile Akkal-AOE is making use of the food eco on land here. I'm curious to see who is going to be the first one to go up here. I think it will be Philophisaur, who kind of panic drops a lumber camp now, needing that second building to go up, and fuel H has been queued. Hope Akkal-AOE goes for some highlight-worthy demo shots. Does Akkal-AOE have the buildings? Well, he has the dock, but he is indeed missing the second one. He's dropping a dock number 2 though, so he would be able to challenge water once he goes up. But he is also, yeah, he's definitely missing the second building. He needs a mining camp, a lumber camp, or some such to get to that next stage. That could be hurtful, actually. If he doesn't remember that, he'll have to rush it up, and that's some time lost. There's the lumber camp, here's the fuel H leak. So both players up to the fuel age. Akkal-AOE, all in all, only 50 or so % behind. He's behind in eco in terms of villagers, but that is fishing ships. Overall villager count is pretty similar. It's 18 for Philophisaur and 19 for Akkal-AOE. Fire galleys straight in queue, whereas Vikings would have to rely on galleys in the fuel age. Akkal-AOE, as a routined archers player, he should be fine with galley micro as well. The principle is kind of the same. You go on wood and gold. I think you need more than 3 and gold though to sustain especially double dock galley production, but Akkal-AOE will have to be patient here. He is behind to the fuel age, will need to stack up on galleys inside the docks before engaging the fire ships with the hit and run style play here. There's the fuel age for Akkal-AOE as well. We see double docks producing galleys now, and Philophisaur, same. Even going to demos here, we might see some demo shots here moving onwards. Philophisaur knows about dock number 1 over here, is about to scout the second one as well. I think this transport ship is just serving as a scout, nothing inside that ship for now, but finds the second dock, great scouting awareness, knows where to hit, finds some fish eco by this dock. There's nothing up here, so active scouting here for Philophisaur paying off, but Akkal-AOE with the Vikings cheaper docks has a third dock up, and that's not to be said about the Malians yet. It's going up now. So Akkal-AOE makes the right call here, is behind the villagers and everything, but he is able to produce out of all 3 docks and may very well be able to contest the numbers here, even being behind initially. It's 6 on gold now for Akkal-AOE, so good transition there to go into... Alright, what's with the fish trap? Yeah, anyway, misclick probably. 2 galleys out here now. No fletching yet. No blacksmith is up. Could go fletching right away, actually. But needs to be careful here. Needs to hit and run now. Needs to collect the numbers, preferably. Just run down here and try to snipe some fire galleys here. There's a bit of chasing going on here as well. Akkal-AOE will be losing fish eco, unfortunately. But he's also going to take some great fights. Let's hope he can snipe this demo before it gets a hit! Oh, nice dancing around there. In the end, only gets hit by one here. Yeah, don't get these fish traps here. That's just a misclick for sure. It's... Wait, what? 6 fish traps. But on the bright side, military numbers roughly similar here. Akkal-AOE can hit and run. He has fletching now. He will snipe on fire galley, maybe. Let's see the galley marker here. Isn't that a spec bug? I hope it is, the ghost. I hope you're right. I haven't seen that spec bug before, but you might be right. Demo, sneaky demo. Bam. Doesn't do enough damage, fortunately. Akkal-AOE with 10 military water now. He's actually taking a good engagements now, hitting and running, picking off enemy military. KD 6 to 5. Akkal-AOE with the higher numbers here. This island is going to go barren soon enough. Long walk to the lumber here, and that's the only lumber camp for Philophisaur for now. Philophisaur might very well struggle with wood to keep up production as this goes on. Akkal-AOE needs to focus the demos now, not take any bad hits here. That's a decent one. Dances around and shows the micro skills here to snipe ships. And Akkal-AOE's villager count is low indeed. But... oh, don't tell me it's going to bug out on me now. No, it's fine. But he's also consistently producing and outproducing for the time being, or keeping the higher military numbers here, taking the good fights here. The issue being Philophisaur will have an early castle age for sure, will then be able to extend the eco on land, transport villagers over. Feudal age looks fine here for Akkal-AOE, but what's it going to look like moving on? I think it's just the right call here now, taking out fish eco of the opponent. The castle age click is inevitable for Philophisaur here. The military numbers increasing for both players. But always keep an eye on the demolition rafts. You don't want to get any unnecessary HP losses. Nice. Snipes the demo there. Hit and run. Hit and run. Let's fire galleys with 100 HP and 2 range against galleys with 120 HP and obviously more range as well. I still think Akkal-AOE is doing great fights here. We could even justify some repairs here if he's allowed to be brought all the way back home here. 11 to 8 military. Consistent dock production, whereas Philophisaur is going to scouts. There's a landing. Ooh. Akkal-AOE with his 33 villagers. This could be devastating for him. He doesn't have any land army presence at all. Has some easy quick walls here, fortunately. But obviously doesn't see that something going on. It's an easy wall off here with that landing in the top corner. But you need to react to it quickly. Here come the scouts. Akkal-AOE probably busy down here with some galley movement. Garrison's TC, you need to address the place this actually came from and just quickly wall it off ASAP. This Scout's investment is delaying the castle age for the Malians player though, and only villagers in production now. TC producing, but you'll have to transport villagers while replenishing them over here. You have the transport ship, obviously, but this island is going to run out of resources. So you have to expand. Here comes the barracks for Akkal-AOE. Uses villagers to fight off the scouts and gets some decent trades there, actually, but now he's busy forward, I think, because another villager will go down. 46 to 33 overall. Philophisaur with lots of resources in the bank, not spending any for the time being. Docks could go down here. Here comes some army again, though, so Akkal-AOE will have to pay attention here. Will we see a demo shot again? I think it's a hit. Oh! I think it dealt some damage still, but good demo hit and good awareness to more or less snipe it as well. Scouts production is at a halt. It's only ships production now for the Malians player. 3 docks total. And meanwhile, Gal is looking to raid Woodline. If it could indeed be called Woodline here. Market, that's the second building needed for Philophisaur to get up. If the galleys come here to deny this market from going up, that's huge for Akkal-AOE. Eco stabilizing for Akkal-AOE as well. He might very well be following that Castle Age click up soon enough. Only missing 200 food now. Maybe missing the second building as well. Here comes the market. We'll probably buy that last 100 food and just be done with it. Wall off is in place here, so this stable is no threat anymore. And I think Akkal-AOE may get lucky here and spot that landing as well. Villager counts are evening out because Akkal-AOE is killing fish here, and the fact that this TC is on land and you have a lot of idols here, the eco situation is definitely better for Akkal-AOE. Akkal-AOE needs to start producing more ships. Well, he still has the military lead though, but yeah, it's true, it's going to be... Oh, forget that I said that. That's one demo getting a fantastic shot there. Akkal-AOE. But, dude, move a few tiles to the left and find the landing. Oh, it's 5 villagers to snipe there if you can see them, and that would give Akkal-AOE the villager lead. Oh, moonwalking demo, backwards sailing. Castle Age on the way for Akkal-AOE. That leaves the opportunity for longboats. Transport ship chilling out down here as well. Could be thinking about a landing later on. Transport could be misclicked, but it could also be a plan to land and get some land aggression going, of course. Actually, I like Akkal-AOE's eco for the time being. He's more in the bank, but he's not, at least not struggling for food. I mean, Philophisaur going into... Oh! He's going into farms on the main island, and all of this, it's well within range of longboats and galleys. I think this is a huge mistake by Philophisaur going for the farm econ land. It's probably a bit of a move of desperation, lacking food, losing fishing ships. Akkal-AOE is losing army as well though, and here comes a knight and a scout to try and break through here. I think maybe just drop a stone gate or something behind. Palisade gate behind is fine as well, but there's an opening here, you need to plug that as well. Castle Age is in, and Akkal-AOE with no military right now actually against 6 of the opponent. He'll need to step up his army production here. He has so much resources to go for here. Goes for the galley still, why not just go for the longboats? Fire ships wisely being used here to let the knights in. They are free to raid now. Monastery as a reaction from Akkal-AOE. There is a scout in the mix as well, so that limits the potential a little bit. Spearman, a good addition as well. Could also still house wall in towards the TC here to force the knights to loop all the way around. Transport ship here. War galleys in for Akkal-AOE, so he is indeed going for the war galley approach here. Needs to address these fire ships up here though. 8 military to 6 now, that's some land presence. TC being panic forced up here now, and those villagers, not all of them will make it here. This is the problem I had when I was this ill and not spending my resources. Yeah, I mean, you never want excess resources really. It shouldn't happen until you're pop capped really. You always want to use what resources you have. If you're floating lots of wood, go into trash units like light cab if you're a cavalry civilization for raiding potential, or go into halberdiers or skirmishers as whatever is needed if you are with lots of food and wood in the bank. And also having 1600 gold floating should be going into more ships here on water. Alconer does take the water back to some extent though. He is with 9 military against 5 now. Then he still needs to deal with landing preferably. He knows that the stable's here now though, but just a couple of stone walls here and this stable doesn't do anything. He has done a landing though, and here come the Viking archers going to contest the land here. What does Philophisaur say about this? Doesn't see it. No outposts, nothing here to reveal a landing as Bloodlines is being researched by Philophisaur here. Finally, the landing being addressed here. Demo rafts won't really do too much against War Galleys, but does get a hit in here. Houses effectively blocking the woodline here for later use, but I get the idea. I need the pop space for archers. Crossbows coming. No land military presence here for Philophisaur. That could be huge. I hope Akkal-AOE is using the galleys here as well. He's raiding this farm eco. I really think this is a bad call by Philophisaur to extend farm eco on this small narrow island, because the war galleys have 6+2 range. That effectively means from here and all the way over there you could reach over the whole island from one side to the other. But then again, the TC placement land is good. That's far away from the shorelines. That's not subject to naval aggression. But at this stage, Akkal-AOE is dominating the water with 15 to 4 military. He's extending on land as well, and is going to multitask a bit here to try and deal damage on land as well. Water upgrades apply to both crossbows and the galleys here. The only thing Akkal-AOE is missing for his war galleys is careening that at this stage, which gives the ships more pierce armor, and transport ships carry more units as well. That's a useful one to get for your ships when fighting on water, but actually not so relevant right here, right now, when not fighting other ships. Crossbows are out, and Philophisaur is in for a surprise here now. We'll lose 3 villagers, not being able to take stone here. Akkal-AOE with 56 to 49 villagers now, still fishing as well, whereas all of the fish eco, as far as I know about Philophisaur, is, well, not all, but most of it is done. I think Akkal-AOE is doing great here now. He's got his side. There is another sneak stable going up though, so there could still be raids from Philophisaur. But Akkal-AOE with siege going forward here now, sniping villagers with crossbows, 8 crossbows here. Has been raiding here with the war galleys. I don't know where they went now, maybe to protect the crossbows on the forward here. Yeah, I don't like seeing units idling around like this. You'd still want to raid over here and make sure that the food income is crippled for Philophisaur here. Looking at the resources though, Akkal-AOE is with more resources in the bank overall. It can actually go Imperial very soon here now. And Philophisaur needs to do something now in order to shift the favors in this game. He is under heavy duress at home though. Hidden away siege workshop here. But villager counts increasing. Akkal-AOE on the way to the Imperial Age, and I think we're looking at the 2-1 for Akkal-AOE here. A few knights isn't really a threat for Akkal-AOE either, because he has the monastery. He could go into some monks if needed here. He is with 2 TCs and the docks working, bringing in fish eco. Siege workshop with what's inside here. We have 2 mangonels. Needs to be collected with the crossbows though in order to... Oh! Well, I mean that's a 2-for-1 trade there, but the knights kill off there, so the knights defend against the siege forward from Akkal-AOE for now. Knights ready to raid on Akkal-AOE's home island as well. I mean, there's a huge population lead for Akkal-AOE now. He has the water, he's Probably not never going to let go that by now, but he could still argue that using the naval army actively just patrol a little bit around here could be of usefulness. Crossbow numbers increasing. There are some raids in Akkal-Aldner's home base. Has to garrison here, but I think the TC arrows will deal with it. Only +1 on the knights still. Is Philophisaur going imp anytime soon? I don't think so, because he's been investing into knights, and yeah, pretty far away here. Imperial Age is in for Akkal-Aldner. Still the issue of this middle island to be addressed here. I'm not sure why Akkal-Aldner doesn't really attend to that. But with Imperial Age kicking in, Akkal-Aldner with land presence, with water domination here for the time being. It is the GG, and we'll be seeing the 2-1 for Akkal-Aldner. Congratulations, Akkal-Aldner, on moving on to the next round.